There we are. Took me a second, but we are here now. Sorry for the wait, everybody. Um, yeah, so today we're just going to be checking out some God of War videos. We're going to be checking out some God of War theories. I want to hear what you guys have to say, what you guys thought of like the God of War Ragnarok trailer, what kind of theories you guys came up with, maybe some secret things that haven't showed up in YouTube yet. Let's create some theories. Let's have some fun. I thought we'd watch a little bit of John Ford while we're doing it. Ultimate God of War trailer breakdown. I thought that'd be a really cool one to really start the day off with. Yeah, so let's hang out. Let's talk some God of War. And I do apologize ahead of time. I'm going to be late reacting to your guys' comments. I got it on another monitor, and it's just a little bit slow. So I apologize for that right off the bat. So let's start checking out some God of War content. Do you think who do you think is stronger, Kratos or Odin? All depends what you mean by stronger, I guess. I kind of think that Kratos is physically stronger, but probably he's not a Kratos is not a dumb guy at all whatsoever. But I think Odin has him definitely in the magic category and possibly some wit in there too, but Kratos was a Spartan general. He's not a dumb guy, so I don't know. I don't know about that one. I really don't. Is this a recording, an actual life? Let me know if you read this comment. I have read this comment. No, this is straight up. This is live stream. It took me a second to get on, but yeah, we are here now. So let's check out some John Ford. So I really want to know what he's seen in this that I definitely haven't. Untestified definitely read your comment. You don't need to see that. So I think that's
If you
just
look at Atreus' outfit, you can tell that there are some yellow parts that's to it. I wonder if this is a reference to Faye because her visual language throughout the game was yellow. If that was
possibly.
intentional, that really means that what Atreus is wearing is just a reference to Faye, which I think is fucking awesome. What?
Absolutely. Absolutely awesome. I also think the horns at the beginning is kind of like their interpretation of like, hey, Atreus is going to definitely check out who Loki is. Let's see, Jax. Do you think Kratos and Atreus will split up or stay together after this game? They seem to have different goals. I hope they stay together. I hope to be with Kratos and Atreus for a while. Whether they do go off and you can have kind of like a spin-off game where Atreus is the main character, which, to be honest, I'm not really huge on that idea. But you never know. I hope they stay together, and I hope Kratos lives. Okay. Let's say Martyr might die. Odin has around the same combat feats as Zeus, but slightly more due to the actual method. He's managed to kill primordials, the beings in the original cosmos, without a special weapon. This is very true. He killed like his granddad Ymir, which is basically the first known being in the entire realm, which he created Midgard out of. Um, so yeah, you can kind of think of it in many different ways. Yes, Odin is a very powerful god, and probably even his brothers are pretty powerful as well. But Kratos has done some crazy stuff in his time too, killing many gods and everything like that. Um, I think they're both really powerful, and I really can't wait until God of War Ragnarok does come out so we can explore this further. That'll definitely give us a way more answers. Let me turn my display up a little bit. It's a little dark. I think Thor will kidnap Atreus or influence Atreus to turn against Kratos. I 100% agree. 100% agree. I do have a complete video all about this where I think Atreus is going to be abducted by the Aesir and turned Aesir as well so he can fully be the god of mischief Loki. I think that 100% is going to happen. Would be wild to see Kratos on one side, Atreus on the other. Yeah, I kind of agree, and I think that is going to happen. Going back to, I'm so sorry if I screw up your name, dude. Figo 007 TV, is that correct? Hopefully I said that right. Going back to his idea, I absolutely agree that they are going to be on different sides at one point, at least one point of the game. For sure, that's how we're going to explore the god of mischief Loki and see Kratos see the man his boy has become. So I think that's what's going to happen. Berg, would be wild to see Kratos on one side, Atreus on the other. I think I just read that one. Yes, yes. Who is stronger, Greek gods or the Aesir? That's up for debate completely. Um, I'm gonna say they're both very powerful. That's all I can really say about that. I don't think there's an easy way to compare them. Since Fenrir and Jormungandr already exist in the present, do you think Hell already exists? I do think Hell already exists. Absolutely. I actually have a theory video about it called "Who's the Helheim bird" or the eagle in Helheim or something like that, where I actually think that the eagle is Hell, perched on the top of the rock, overseeing her realm. So I think Hell is absolutely there, and I think she is actually going to play a bigger part in this upcoming game, especially going back to Berg and Figo. Is it Figo or Figo? I don't know. Anyway, going back to their thing, I think it's going to play in a part where Atreus come and finds the Aesir, if you will. So yeah. Is Odin talk like Tyr and Kratos? Possibly because Odin is pretty much 100% Jotun. So his parents were giants and grandparents giants, and then somehow he's an Aesir god. It's a friggin' mess. So I think Odin's gonna be pretty tall as well. Kind of weird that here we go. Balder was kind of short, wasn't it? Little weird. Maybe he got his size from his mother's side. I don't know. I don't know if the Vanir gods are tall either, so I'm not sure. I would argue Kratos definitely has a better chance of winning than Odin, in that Odin basically destroys Zeus. I could kind of go with that. Zeus is also a pretty heavy hitter as well. I think Kratos is going to be able to take down whoever steps in front of him. Um, but yeah, we're gonna have to really wait and see. I feel like Odin is going to play a way different game than Zeus did. Zeus was more of the physical kind of a guy, kind of like Kratos, but Odin plays more mind games. So it's gonna be kind of hard between going between both of those guys. Sup, chap? Hey, yo, what's up, dude? Will we finally get to see what Faye looked like? I hope so. I really hope so. I hope she comes back from the dead, and I hope that we get to explore. Oh, sorry. There we go. Explore a little bit more about her and her past, and how maybe more about how Kratos and her met, and who she was before Kratos even came to the Norse realm. That's what I really want to know. Will we go to Greece in this game? It's possible, especially since we did see that vase in Tyr's temple, the one with Kratos on it. Underneath it, it looked like people were building back up the Greece land, and kind of riding on the hope that Kratos released from Pandora's box. But I don't know if we're gonna go back or not. I'm not convinced quite yet. It could very well happen. I could be completely off, absolutely, but I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't know if we want to go back, but it might be pretty good for the series as well, going back to the start. So I'm gonna say maybe. I'm gonna say maybe. I'm not quite convinced yet, but maybe. All right, let's continue with the video.
Kratos is wearing right now is actually featured in God of War 2018's concept art. Loki appears as a dark silhouette as Kratos is sharpening a stick. Similar to Kratos in God of War 2018 reveal trailer, where Loki was playing with toys and Kratos first appeared as a silhouette, the trailers are reversed. I only caught this because I'm watching the trailer frame by frame, but as Loki approaches Kratos, when Kratos is striking the stick with the knife, he instantly freezes. He senses somebody approaching. Then he waits a few
Either
seconds,
he hears him.
realizes it's Loki, and then he breathes out to relax. This is an insane detail, and it's proof that Kratos is always expecting an attack.
Expect the worst. Assume nothing. And
That is just smart.
an
And he's
attack.
been through some crap.
Now,
All right. Yeah, I could kind of go with that piece a little bit. Meh. Yeah. Okay. All right, bro. Do you think the game will still release in 2022? I hope so. I really do. But in saying that, I am perfectly okay with putting off the game a little bit further if that means the game is going to be a complete masterpiece, with no bugs or anything like that. I am fully for Sony Santa Monica pushing it out a little bit further if that means it's going to be perfect. Do you go back and see the Kratos and Atreus painting at the beginning of the showcase? I don't think I did. Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, to be honest. We'll come back to that one. Do you trust Durland the dwarf? LOL, a lot of people think he's Odin. Yeah, that's been a really popular theory going around right now, Jax. It's absolutely possible. I think it's actually quite probable, to be honest. I think it's pretty cool. I do have a theory about that octopus, though. I have a really cool theory coming up about that octopus. Stay tuned for that one. The Norse pantheon seems to be relative to the Greek titans in term of power, in my opinion. You could definitely compare them. Titans would maybe you could pretty much compare any two mythologies together. They are going to have some similarities. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave that one, probably. Sorry. Berg, Jormungandr was not back in time during Ragnarok. He even says Atreus seems familiar to him. So, don't you think the early Death Balder and the start of Fimbulwinter messes everything up? No, I actually do not. I think it's going to set in motion everything that's supposed to happen. So, what I think is that Jormungandr is still going to be knocked back through the World Tree from Thor, and he is going to show up in present time. That's how our whole, well, not our whole story begins, but it's how a part of our story in 2018 began, because everything's still moving in a relative motion. Durland is the Raven Keeper. I'm calling it now. I kind of think so too. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. Will Atreus be the trickster god like he is in Avengers movie with casting illusion cause in the game? He just casts animals with magic. I think we are going to find out a lot about Atreus and his godhood, especially in this game, especially since we've already seen more runic magic in the Ragnarok trailer. We're going to see a lot more what's going to be behind the scenes for him. Because God of War usually releases March, April, but Gran Turismo 7 is released on March 4th. I seriously doubt Santa Monica is going to care really when they release it. They're going to release it when they're ready. Like I said, I'll even wait a couple more years for it if that means this is going to be a masterpiece. I will be that fool. Yes. Baldur was supposed to die at the hands of blind god Hod. Yep. The blind god, which is actually his brother, by the way. Because of Loki's trickery. What we are seeing in an alternate timeline, so trying to predict anything at this point is foolish. I disagree. I think Sony Santa Monica, like they've said with the Angrboda thing, that this is their interpretation of Norse mythology. So I think it's their interpretation of how this game is going to go and how it mixes with the mythology, and anything's still up for grabs. But we do have seen some spoilers for the upcoming God of War Ragnarok. Hey Shayne, what's up, Alexander? Hey Shayne, sorry that I'm late. I just got out of college. Daniel, it's all good, dude. Get your studies down, man. Will Atreus find out this game that Kratos killed his daughter and ex-wife? Atreus should know that he had a sister. I think that's going to come up for sure, Jax. For sure. It seems like as far as we go down the rabbit hole in God of War 2018, the more Kratos is actually given to Atreus about his past, and I think it's going to slowly keep coming back at him, and he's going to learn everything, and eventually maybe Atreus is going to think he's a monster because, like, oh crap, he's going to kill me too. But you never know. You never know the way it's going to go, and I'm very excited to see it. Bro, I always had one question in God of War 2. It shows that Atlas is lifting the whole world. Is he actually lifting the world or just the Greek pantheon? That's a very good question. I'm gonna take a stab at it. I think he's holding the Greek pantheon just because. Why I say this, Cory Barlog has said in a couple of interviews that how the mythologies of the worlds work is actually, it's kind of think of like the realms and like the mythologies as kind of planets in the same universe. So I think Atlas is holding the world of that mythology. I hope that explains it. Explained it the best I could. Okay, let's see. At the end of the game, Amir said that the prophecy states that Ragnarok will take place in 150 or about 100 years, but the trailer was only a couple years after the game. What do you think will happen? So I think the next game is going to take 3 years after the God of War 2018 game, after Fimbulwinter and the beginning of Ragnarok. So the beginning of the end of the Norse pantheon. I think things are gonna happen the way they did in Myths, but Kratos here, it's going to happen differently. That could very well be happen as well. I just think they're taking their own spin on mythology and kind of piecing together how it works for the God of War franchise. Norse mythology is so underrated and exciting. I couldn't agree more. Hey, Joe C, what's up, dude? Long time no see, bro. What is up, man? Hope you're well. Hope you're well too, buddy. Me and Siege go way back for right toward the beginning when I started doing YouTube. We done some collabs together. He's a cool dude. You guys like some Borderlands and BioShock content. He's your guy. Odin and Thor manipulation to Atreus about Kratos will eventually twist Atreus' mind. Absolutely, and that's when he's going to join the Aesir and become Loki, the god of mischief. Absolutely, that's what I think as well. Do you believe that somehow Atreus will eventually meet Zeus like his ghost? Maybe. That could happen, absolutely, especially since I didn't expect Zeus to show up in Helheim, for instance. So yeah, maybe I just do think Atreus is going to learn way more about his heritage in this next game. Which mythology is most likely going to be the next after Norse? I want Egypt, but I would be fine if it's something else. I think it's Egypt. I think the next one is absolutely Egypt. Why? Well, I got a couple of ideas. One, we've seen a couple of hints in 2018, especially when we went into Tyr's vault, found all kinds of Egyptian stuff. It was the most prominent out of all of them besides the Greece ones because we kind of focus on that one in the game. They already started concept art for it. They have a couple of leaked pictures out. I think we're going to Egypt next, personally, but I'd be okay with something else completely. The other one was like Celtic, Japanese. I'd like Chinese, Indian be really cool, Mayan. I think all that stuff would be awesome. Sorry, guys. I'm talking a lot. Needed a water the hole for a second. Do all these pantheons exist on one planet like we do, but get to these other pantheons, you just simply go to country? Or it's... Okay, so the way that I understand it, how Cory Barlog has explained it in the past during interviews and everything, each of the mythologies are kind of like their own separate planet in the whole God of War universe. Think of it kind of like that. So over here you got the Greek planet, over here's the Norse one, over here's Egypt. They all exist in the same universe, but traveling to them is actually kind of hard. From what I understand, of course. Speaking of Angrboda, she's seen on one of these triptychs. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I don't know what that word is. Showing things that have already happened. With her giving birth. Oh, the panels. Okay, gotcha. Her giving birth to Jormungandr, and when we see her in the trailer, she looks young. Thoughts? So, I kind of think. Okay, so let's listen to this. I gotta reword that a little bit. Okay, so time works very weird in Norse mythology. We know from God of War 2018, each realm moves at a different time and a different speed. Like, I believe it was Helheim is slower than Midgard and whatever it might be. But maybe she leaves with Atreus or something like that, or Kratos goes on an adventure on his own and is gone for a while. Time moves faster in whatever realm the kids are in. It's all possible, or maybe we'll travel through the world tree Yggdrasil and come up in the future somewhere. I'm not sure, but I think toward the end of the game they will be more mature, more adults. Siege, not too long. I was here with the E3 thing, I believe, and appreciate that, bro. Yeah, absolutely, Siege. You're my boy, dude. You're my boy. I respectfully disagree with that theory. Atreus is going to join the Asgard. I think Freya wanted Faye. Yeah, I keep saying Freya. Wanted to name Atreus Loki so he could follow in her footsteps and be thrown at his side of the Aesir, not join them. I believe that that was the original plan for him, but I don't think it's going to happen, especially in mythology. Loki is kind of like honorary Aesir kind of a thing. And this also gives us an excuse to go try to get him back and save him from himself and explore Asgard as well. So maybe sort of, yeah, but we'll see. Daniel, hey, do you believe that both Kratos and Atreus will go back in time to recruit the giants like how Titans Gone to War 3? Maybe. I personally think there are giants still alive in Jotunheim, just hanging out somewhere. Obviously, Angrboda is still alive, and she's a giant. So I think there's going to be more alive, and we are going to unite them somehow. Maybe under Surter. Since Kratos has already been to Egypt, I think the next game is going to be just like Ascension, where it starts after he kills his family before he goes, kind of like a prequel kind of a thing. Okay, yeah, why not? I don't see why it couldn't. It couldn't, but I would prefer it to go to Egypt in a game, not just the comic book. Does Kratos still have the power of hope? I believe the power of hope was released upon humanity, is how I believe it, instead of a Kratos being hope. So I think that's how possibly the people of Greece is actually rebuilding it. So I don't know. What are Tyr's powers as a god? Are they the same as Kratos' power? I think Tyr is gonna have his own little thing, especially since Tyr's from the Norse pantheon, Kratos is from Greece. I think they're going to be similar, but not quite that similar. if you get my drift. Corey confirmed it. Yes, he did. We got to catch up soon. I know you don't do Twitter DMs much. I do more Twitter DMs than I do pretty much anything. So I'll be sure to give you my new number so we can get in touch more. Also, loving the content you are putting out, man. I've learned a lot. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, dude, just hit me up whenever. You got my number. Yeah, Indian culture has so many gods. If Kratos was to enter the India realm, he will have to fight Hindu gods and goddesses. I'm not even going to pronounce any of those because I am going to destroy their names. I do know Vishnu. She's like the, 8, 9 armed goddess. I'm pretty sure she's a war goddess. Yeah, that'd be sick, wouldn't it? I think that'd be cool to explore. Do you think Tyr would be stronger than Balder? I'm assuming Thor is the strongest by far. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. This is going off no proof whatsoever, like at all. But I think he's going to be stronger than Balder. The big thing that Balder had going for him is the lack of feeling anything, which really served him very well. But it made him very arrogant, especially when he fought. Do you think you might be interested talking about theories with your audience, like in voice chat on stream, kind of like what we're doing now? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Talking theories with your audience, like, yeah, this is what this whole thing is about. Let's talk theories. Let's make some stuff. Let's find some things. Let's discuss it. Let's see what will happen. This is just like fun stuff. I hope that's what you meant. Do you believe that some Olympians are still alive and will eventually meet Kratos and Atreus, such as Artemis, Demeter, Hestia, and Dionysus? Yeah, I absolutely do. I absolutely think someone from Greece is going to show up. Many people believe it is Artemis. Which would make sense. She's the goddess of the hunt. She'd probably be the best person to find Kratos if someone is looking for her. So, yeah, absolutely. Side note, Kratos was impaled twice by the Blade of Olympus, God of War 2, God of War 3. Why does he only have one scar? Maybe one in the same place? Not sure. Yo, let me see if I pronounce it right. 2310, Sammy, what's up, dude? Does Thor still have his powers without Mjolnir if Kratos didn't take it from him? I think he absolutely does. He was just, the Mjolnir was just this big, magical, gigantic, well, not really gigantic, but very powerful hammer. He is still the god of thunder without it, and I think it just amplifies it, kind of like a lightning rod, if you will. I believe that the next saga will be upon Egyptian myths. Would you be excited for that? Absolutely, I would. That's where I think they're going next as well. Have a couple of theories of how the whole game is going to turn out in Egyptian mythology as well. So, absolutely, Egypt next, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Keep hitting my freaking light. What bosses do you want in the game? Oh, there are so many bosses I want to see in the game. Okay, so I don't know why, but I want to see Njord very badly. So Njord is like god of like the sea coast and stuff like that. I also want to see Ran, which is like the goddess of death in the water. That'd be really cool. I also want to see the dragons come back. I forget most of their names, but I know Otter is one of them, OTR. I can't remember any of the other ones, but yeah, those are like the ones I really want to see. Oh, and the Kraken. I want to see the Kraken. If Faye could see the future, then does that mean she never really loved Kratos, but just needed him so he could have Loki? Huh. I never really thought of it like that. I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that one without more context from God of War. It's possible, especially since she does see the future, but that doesn't mean she didn't love Kratos as well. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna say I'm not sure on that one, Jax. I want to fight Vider. Oh yeah, God of Revenge. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he'd be cool. He'd be cool as well. I look forward for Kratos and Atreus meeting the Aztec gods. I know nothing about the Aztecs, so I think that'd be absolutely cool. That's yeah. I want to see some Mayan gods or Aztec gods. Aztec Mayan. Sorry about that. Aztec gods would be cool. Vider, God of Vengeance. Absolutely. I actually did a video about him too. Post game, do you think all the realms will still be accessible, or will some of them close post Ragnarok? I think some are going to close post Ragnarok. Just because I don't think that realm might exist anymore. But that's just a complete shot in the dark. Will Zeus come back? I don't think Zeus is going to come back in full form, but maybe he'll show up kind of like Athena did, kind of like on the back of Kratos' head kind of a thing. I think that's going to happen. Or maybe we'll go back to Helheim and then Zeus will show up again, kind of like show more of Kratos' past to Atreus. So, you never know. I wonder who will voice Tyr. I do know that answer. Give me a minute. We'll get back to you. You have any suggestions? Tyr being God of War, his voice needs to be deep. I'm pretty sure. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I do know it. God. Give me a second. His name is Ben Prendergast. Prendergast. Yeah, that's the guy voicing Tyr. If you look at like the concept art, concept art of the people, it actually tells you who is voicing them right on top of their name. What deaths do you predict? Everyone's gonna die. I'm kidding. Let's see. I think Freya is going down. I think Thor's going down. I think Heimdall's going down. I think everyone's going down. Maybe even Atreus. I haven't really thought that one through yet, but maybe. I'm not sure. Ben Prendergast voiced here. Yep, absolutely, Marty. You definitely had that one on. My bet, Peyton Manning. It's a good choice. It's a very good choice. Who blew the horn? My money is on Angrboda. Well, now that I know Angrboda did it, I might do a recap. So I do have a theory all about that theory video. Go check it out. But I think it might be Faye. Trying to help Kratos and Atreus along for the ride. Maybe she was the one to tell Jormungandr to watch Kratos and Atreus' back while they were taking on Baldur to make him like listen, be like, hey, just wait for his call, kind of a thing. So I think Faye. I hope to see Atreus' raised fully in action. Dude, me too. Remember when Kratos went somewhere and Atreus killed a lot of light elves? Well, dark elves, yeah. Oh, no. When you meant in the trailer. Yeah. And I can't wait for that enemy, too. I think the Light Elves are going to be very cool. Especially it looks like a couple of Dark Elves is on our side. Kind of help us take them out. So I think that's going to be really fun. Plus, I hate to say it, Elfheim was not my favorite level. It was one of my least favorite levels in God of War 2018, to be honest. Beautiful. It was beautiful, but I just didn't like the gameplay of it, I guess. Okay, I'm about to research. Thanks. Absolutely, buddy. That's what I'm here for, man. Let's say, Faye still love Kratos in the fact in the graphic novel God of War Lore and Legends by Rick Barba. Expresses that Faye truly loved and respected him as a warrior when they clashed their first encounter. Yeah, I still need to read more into Rick Barba and the God of War Lore and Legends. They do have a lot of stuff in there. They do say it's all canon, but I'm not convinced yet. Not convinced quite yet. But a lot of it has been true so far, so, you know. Will Atreus continue the cycle of killing his father? I don't think so. I hope not. I hope the cycle ends here. We'll leave it right there. I hope the cycle ends here. I think if anything, maybe Odin or... No, it's Heimdall. Heimdall is going to have something to do with Atreus dying, in my opinion. I wonder what will happen after Ragnarok, like when you go to a different mythology, will it also be destroyed? At this rate, probably. Kratos does know his way about killing and destroying things. Whether it'll be completely destroyed or not, well, we haven't really seen many humans in this game, so I don't know if there's many around at the moment to even rebuild. So I'm gonna say complete. I'm gonna say destroyed, but able to be rebuilt. Leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's gonna be like the word, like the phrase of the day. Leave it at that. All right, let's see what John keeps saying.
I'm not sure if this was intentional, but the way Kratos is striking the stick here reminds me of when he was with his daughter. He carved a stick into a flute. I wonder if this was an intentional reference. Again, I'm not sure if this was intentional, but if it was, I think it's pretty goddamn cool.
I think he's making
Loki's head
arrows.
is still a silhouette. However, the deer antlers line up perfectly, almost makes it look like Loki has horns, just like his traditional myth counterpart. It also gives me vibes of his helmet.
I agree. Will Mimir stick around for future games? I hope so. I love Mimir. He might be getting a new body as well, especially since Brock and Sindri took measurements after Kratos and Atreus went to Jotunheim. You never know. Do you think that the Norse games fully continue off of the Greek ones, or do you think they use them as a base but wouldn't be afraid to contradict them, like how the blades continually look so old? This is a very tough question. So I think the games continue off the Greek ones, but time is going to be very, very weird, especially you're going from Greek to Norse mythology, so time itself right there is going to be very different. So, especially kind of similar to the realms, how they have different times and everything. I think it's a continuation. I do. I think the blades look wicked old because I think they are really old at this point. 2 seconds ads. Might as well get them over with.
Sometimes I come in here just
Hey, it's
to
Balls
try to
Burgers.
hold them. I'll be like,
It's like so
the
stupid,
kids
it's
left
funny.
their bikes here again.
Alright.
Time is running out. The prophecies say
We talked about this already, but the ball pendant Atreus is holding here has runes on it, which translate to Hati.
Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok.
It does.
War is coming. My story doesn't end.
Sony Santa Monica already released the name of these two wolves. Them using wolves doesn't surprise me. There was a moment in lore and legends 1 year after the events of God of War 2018, wolves surrounded Atreus. The wolves all started to howl. Atreus started to hear buzzing in his ear, and then he put down his bow because he no longer felt threatened.
Yeah, I have a whole theory about that as well. Considering that God of War Lore and Legends was made in collaboration with the writers of God of War and Surter Cinematic Series prompted it as canon, I think that includes that it canon. Yeah, it could, but doesn't mean they're gonna stick to it as well. Just because they wrote it doesn't mean it's gonna be in the game, but doesn't mean it isn't canon as well. So, you know. Oh, I meant how the blades of chaos were shown used to kill Zeus when they were the other blades. Oh, kind of like blades of Athena or something like that. That's a tough question. I believe I watched a video on Captain Cuba who did something like that. I think they are the same exact blades. They just, whoever was with Kratos at this point put their own spin on it, so the blades of chaos turn into the blades of Athena. I think it's all the same. So I definitely recommend checking out God of War Lore and Legends. I will. I would like to see more weapon variety. Yeah, I agree and slightly disagree at the same time. Kind of like the first God of War, we had like a million weapons, like the Blade of Artemis and like the lightning bolt from Zeus, and we also had the blades. I think eventually it's just going to be too much. If we have too many weapons, there's just going to be way too much complication to the game. Yeah, it would open up probably some really cool puzzles, all depending what we got, like maybe lightning from like Mjolnir or whatever. But do I think there's going to be a ton of weapons that we can use? I don't think so. Maybe an extra one. But you never know. You really don't. I don't know. I've just noticed that if you go to the Asgard Realm travel room, there is a tree where Odin's ravens, if you go to the prophecy wall, Mimir's head is on that tree. Check it out. I think he will be recaptured. Yep, yeah, absolutely. I hope not. I hope Mimir gets stays with us because I love our little floating severed head of mischief. I love Mimir. I do. I hope he doesn't go anywhere because boat rides are going to be really boring like they were before we met Mimir. Hey, Figo, thank you so much for the donation, dude. Great God of War content. Everybody click this creator like button or face Thor. Just kidding. Thor and Odin versus Surter. Can't wait. Oh, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. I just like to get together with you guys and, talk God of War. This is what I'm about. I'm not about what stuff I want to do. I want to hear from you guys. I want to check out and hang out with you guys. So I really appreciate that $5, dude. Thank you so much. Thor and Odin versus Surtur. Absolutely. I am all for it. I literally can't wait for that battle, especially since Surtur is supposed to burn down Asgard with his sword. That's going to be awesome. I wonder if Kratos somehow returns to Greece only for Rome to take over like in history. That'd be kind of cool. That might be how Greece is being rebuilt. That's a cool theory, Daniel. That's cool. I can't post links, but his head is on the same tree in Asgard. I love the lore in this game. I do too. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Before the end of the stream, I'm just gonna call you Sammy. Before the end of the stream, Sammy, yeah, definitely hit me up. Just text that back into the box. I definitely want to check that out. Odin, the Odin's Ravens and Mimir's head and stuff. Before we end up, definitely hit me back up because I want to look into that a little bit, just so I could give you a better answer, because I really didn't give you one. Sorry. All right, let's continue.
Wolves seem to want to work.
You guys hear that? Okay.
So it makes sense that they're here pulling the sled.
And hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard,
Now,
come to you in a second, Freya. With all the revelations about Atreus and him being Loki, I'm still struggling to figure out what Kratos' purpose in the Norse realm. Sony Santa Monica have had to have a purpose to bring Kratos back, but I don't know what it is. Thank you, Sammy. AO, from what I understand from many of the interviews and movies and whatever I've seen for God of War, Kratos needed a fresh start. And so to get that fresh start, he would be put in either Norse or Egyptian mythology because the developers were debating which one to put him in. And the reason why he went to Norse, because that's what Corey wanted. And it just it made a lot more sense apparently to put him in Norse to tell the story that Santa Monica wanted to tell at that point in time. Kind of like a redemption story. Kind of like he can start all over in this new mythology. Thor versus Kratos, who wins? Okay, so I got a couple of answers for this one. I'm gonna say both. Both of them win, and both of them lose. So why I say this? I think Kratos will lose the first battle to Thor because this is going to be more toward the beginning of the game. And this is how we're going to be able to explore Asgard and Valhalla if Kratos dies. And he will die in battle. And since we released all the Valkyries in the last game, he will be taken to Valhalla. Either that or Folkvang, one or the other, which is Freya's Hall, and Valhalla's Odin's. So, and at the end of the game, I think Kratos is going to kill Thor in Ragnarok. That's my take on it.
now Freya here shapeshifted into a bird.
I'm turning up just a little, just in case.
God of War 2018, at the start of the final battle, before Baldur walked out the water, we saw Freya shapeshift.
Mm-hmm.
Freya draws a sword. She found her warrior spirit, which Mjolnir told her how to get at the end of God of War 2018. Some people said Freya's sword pushed through the shield, which is false. Going through this frame by frame, the Guardian shield simply didn't close in time.
100%.
However, it might have actually ruptured the Guardian shield itself, because during this trailer, we see it takes on two different forms. Freya is a wreck since Baldur died.
And I love her character art now. All of this is how people should be interested in Norse mythology, not just from Marvel. See, I'm not a Marvel fan at all. I've seen a couple of movies here and there. Like, I've seen, like, Iron Man, the original Thor, Thor Ragnarok, and I think that's it. to be honest, not a huge Marvel guy. A lot of people are getting a lot of info from Marvel thinking it's canon, and it's so far from the truth. It's very, very, very far, but God of War isn't that much better because they're taking their own spin on it as well. So, you know. Very important question of mine I need answers to. Right here, buddy. Well, eventually, even Kratos does die. I wonder what will happen to Mimir. That's a good question. Because I don't know if Mimir's gonna make it either. Why I say that, I don't think he's one of the people who survived Ragnarok. I can see Sony Santa Monica following a similar structure of Freya's boss battles, similar to Baldur's, where he appears multiple times in the game. I agree 100%. I think she's going to be one of the main antagonists, and she's going to pop up here and there when we least expect it. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait for a Freya boss battle. In the actual writings of the prose and poetic Eddas. Oh, no, just the prose Edda, sorry. Ragnarok is described as a fearsome battle in many descriptions of it. Everyone is nude. Will we get to see ashen-colored slow? No. 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 Will the PS4 be able to handle it, especially Surters? Jesus Christ, AL. Oh my god. I think they'll leave that aspect of Ragnarok out. Oh, God of War. Oh, that's awful, awful funny. I think Odin manipulated Freya emotionally to kill Kratos in order to get her Valkyrie wings. I think Odin gave Freya her sword back. Okay, I think Freya went back to Odin as well, just to be able to get her revenge, get her warrior spirit back, get her Valkyrie wings, all this stuff. I believe she already had her sword the entire time. Don't quote me on that. I'll get back to you on that part. Freya will unleash the friends, the hog, and possibly the turtle. Oh, yeah, Hildisvini and Charlie. Yeah, Hildisvini. Yeah. Maybe there's more to Charlie and Hildisvini in the meets the eye. I do think Hildisvini, I have a whole theory about him, but I don't know how he's going to make out as a warrior, so that might come up. Is Kratos and Boy trying to kill Surter too and stop Ragnarok? I don't think so. I don't think that Kratos and Atreus will go after Surter. Will we fight Surter? I don't know. It might happen. You never know. But Surtur is the fire giant that actually burns down Asgard during Ragnarok and is one of my most anticipated fights coming up, especially Surtur versus Thor and Odin. So I'm going to say no, just for now at least. Did she? I didn't know. I'm pretty sure she did. Pretty sure she wore it on her back, but I don't think she could use it. But I might be wrong. I didn't phrase question properly, my bad. I'm saying that everyone has a role in Ragnarok. Serpent versus Thor, Loki versus Heimdall, Fenrir versus Odin, but Kratos, where does he fit? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. That's a good question. Yo, I kind of just came up with something kind of cool. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna go back to. I hope I don't slaughter your name, Blizzard. I hope that's right. So I'm gonna go back to Blizzard's. So maybe we will take on Surter, and Kratos will take his role during Ragnarok and burn down Asgard. There's your theory for you. I don't know if it'll come true or not, but it's a cool theory. I kind of like that. I would say Thor, but Jormungandr is supposed to kill him, so I don't know. I think Jormungandr is gonna weaken Thor for us, especially since our Frost Axe, I keep calling it Frost Axe, the Leviathan Axe is infused with Jormungandr's venom. So I think Kratos will take down Thor, and then Jormungandr is sent back through the World Tree Yggdrasil to the present, you want to call it, back to God of War 2018 into the Lake of Nine. Do you think Surtur will melt the ice in Midgard in order to reawaken the World Serpent? That's a cool theory. Maybe. Only thing is, we need to find him first. You see how big his sword is? The dude has to be massive. I'm going to say it's possible. But I think the majority of the game is going to be very icy. Until we at least go to, like, where we find Durland and his little octopus, which I'm still excited about that octopus. I got a pretty cool theory about that one. Maybe coming up soon. Maybe.
Her hair is unorganized. Dried mascara is on her face from her tears. Her outfit has a very sorrow vibe to it. Compared to her appearance in God of War 2018, when in that game she was almost perfect. Speaking about her outfit, it seems Freya is wearing pieces of Baldur's yellow clothes around her.
So isn't
arms
Tyr.
and her legs. A metal object Baldur wore on his back pants, Freya now wears on her front. I think this really shows that Freya literally can't let go of Baldur.
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
You do not know what Mother wanted.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere. Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
In Lore and Legends, Mimir was reading a book. Now
Was
we
he?
see how he was turning the pages. It was a spoon that was in his mouth.
Oh,
When we're
I thought he was riding something. I wonder if we could ride Odin's six-legged horse. Oh, Sleipnir. That it was also a son of Loki, but that was definitely a different kind of story. Maybe. I'm gonna say maybe. Maybe Atreus will give birth to his six-legged horse. I doubt it, but it might happen. I don't know. It's a good theory. In Norse, Loki killed Baldur, but in God of War, Loki's mistletoe made Baldur vulnerable, and Kratos broke his neck. So your theory is on point. Appreciate that, bud. Yeah, you never know with Sony Santa Monica. I think that'd be a really cool idea. That might be in an upcoming video. I think it's pretty cool. If they're reusing the same map, I'm gonna go back to Freya's house in the next game. I should for sure am too, dude. I gotta see if I can actually get into the house, or she'll probably try to kill us on sight. Or it might be like locked up. You know how like there's a wall of like ivy or something like that that hid her home from everybody. So that might be up again. I don't know, but I'm definitely going back just to see how it's changed. It was like all nice and happy next time. It's probably gonna be pretty depressing this time.
exploring Midgard, instead of a boat, we'll be taking a sled instead. Sony Santa Monica already confirmed we will be able to travel to every single realm. All 9 are explorable.
That's
The
pretty
ones
cool.
we did explore in God of War 2018 will have brand new areas. This includes Midgard. Here we can see there are 2 ravens. Is Odin watching us still?
Probably.
In Lore Legends, Atreus actually shot down a few ravens because when he tried to feel them, he felt nothing. They felt empty, like they didn't have a soul. Atreus said in the book that these were spies of Odin. Is it possible, even to this moment, he's still watching us?
Yes.
Maybe he's having a laugh that Freya is now trying to destroy us.
Probably, and I think he has something to do with it. You've seen us.
Places where family was being
Ghost Adventures.
What if there was someone who could help us?
You mean Tyr, the old god of war in these lands, who is dead.
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find him.
Here is a zoomed in image of the entire environment. We're definitely
That's
not in
really
Midgard
cool.
anymore, considering that Midgard is completely frozen. On the
Yeah, I completely agree with that. We have to be somewhere else, but where do you guys think we are? Right in this photo right here. Those ravens again. Odin is too intelligent. Yeah, he is. He's way too smart for his own good. Even he thinks he's too smart. There you go. I have a really big feeling that the last battle is going to be on Tyr's temple, or at least an important one. It looks so good. It does look so good. I think the last battle is going to be in Asgard, but that doesn't mean it won't be in Midgard and Tyr's temple as well. Why not? I understand the use of sleighs, but if you use the realm travel doors and appear on the other side of the map while Atreus whistle and call, that might be a cool answer, Sammy. I never even thought about that. Probably, I'm gonna say probably. It's kind of like in Assassin's Creed where you call your horse. Yeah, that could very well happen. That's a cool idea.
top right here, there is a winged beast, possibly an enemy.
That's the land of the dwarves. Oh, Svartalheim. Yeah, that could very well be. But go to the Shadow Kratos, looking on the landscape, and you see a lamp. A similar lamp appears when Durland is shown. Checking it out. All right.
What if there was someone who could help us?
You mean Tyr?
Lamp. That lamp? I think this is the lamp you're talking about. So from what I know about Svartalheim, it's a kind of a dark land. And this looks very bright and beautiful. But it could very well be Svartal. I'm actually kind of coming around to the Svartalheim idea, especially with all the picks and the shovels right in front of us. That's kind of a cool idea. Yeah. Huh. Cool. I would say the location, the realm of the dwarves. Honestly, I think the realm is the first. It makes the most sense for them to show off their world. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it could very well be Svartalheim. Absolutely. On the right side, yeah, I see it. Land of the Dwarves. Yeah, possibly faces one of the last dragons in that realm. Possibly. Yeah, we I don't know too much about Svartalheim right now, so all I know is the land of the dwarves, and they were kind of pushed out by the Dark Elves because the Dark Elves are kicked out of Alfheim. It was a whole thing. But yeah, I definitely can't wait to see that. Then go to Durland's introduction, and a similar lamp is shown. All right, we'll get there. Promise. If Kratos died, will that make boy's Spartan rage awaken? I don't know, but something is going to awaken that rage. Whether he's going to act like his father, kind of like a complete friggin' psycho, or maybe it'll give off something else, like a type of aura, maybe a special ability or something like that. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely see.
The old god of war in these lands, who is dead.
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find him.
Here is a zoomed in image of the entire environment. We're definitely not in Midgard anymore, considering that Midgard is completely frozen. On the top right here, there is a winged beast. Possibly an enemy. We'll have to
Possibly
find
a
against.
dragon. Kind of looks
Possibly
like a dragon, just really up
they
there.
show up a lot throughout this trailer when we're in this area, so I'm not going to point out every single time where we see one of these creatures flying in the sky, but they are there. This is the realm of the dwarves. You can actually see a dwarf on the bridge above us. Also, you can look in the distance and see their little houses. It's a very beautiful area. In the water underneath them, you can see very cool rock formations and all over this map. Unlike every other realm that we visited in God of War 2018, there are people, there's life, the dwarves are busy, you can see a watermill in the distance. There's no war here and there's no enemies.
That's really cool. I like that. He also thinks it's the land of the dwarves too. And you guys see my mouse? Like, look at his eyes, nose, mouth. The face of a little creepy little guy right here. All right, just throwing that out there. Considering this is the last game, do you think this game will cover everything without being rushed? Well, there is 40 hours of gameplay, presumably. I personally don't think that it is the last game. I know they did say that, but they might be just screwing with us, kind of like how Cory Barlog has never heard of God of War Ragnarok, for instance. I think they're screwing with us. If this is the last game, I think it might be a two-parter. You never know. You never know. I hope it isn't the last game. Maybe just for Norse. I'm okay with that, but I really want this series to continue. I think the duo might want to fix the Blades of Chaos. They seem to be really damaged every time we see it. Yeah, especially since Brock was all giddy about getting his hands on those blades. I don't see why not. Hello, Ivan. What's up, bud? Is Tyr Odin in disguise? This has been a very popular theory going around. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It could very well be. It would make sense for the eyes of Odin, but I think Odin's got other plans in store. It would be cool. It would be cool, absolutely. I would not hate it if it did happen. I think he has more in store for Odin. Odin has more in store for Kratos than we expect.
There are dwarves on the left and on the right. They're just going about their day. They seem to be hanging out. Some seem to be working. There are actually
seems way too happy
around as well. We see a tall statue in the distance. I wonder who this is a statue of. Let me know what you think.
Come in. What in all yarns be the happen to him?
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people.
Yep, I did see the lamp. All right, good call.
Do that as Lord.
Brock seems like he hasn't seen Atreus in years and is surprised about how much he's grown. Perhaps Brock and Sindri haven't seen Kratos and Atreus for a long time because they stopped going to Midgard because of the extreme cold. It seems Brock and Sindri actually live right next to a branch of the Yggdrasil, the World Tree, which can explain why they can probably travel in between realms with great ease. This person's name is Durland.
Oh, Durland. Oh, you have a theory coming. I know. I want to see Valiant Veter. So do I. The gods of revenge. Basically just born just to kill people. Isn't that great? Yeah, for sure. I think they're going to be in the next game as well.
Not too much is
Sorry. I think that Fenrir will be imprisoned in Gleipnir. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Gleipnir. I'm not exactly sure where Gleipnir is. Let's Google that. Gleipnir. Give me a second. I'm really bad at this. Gleipnir. Oh, that's completely wrong thing. Don't Google that. I don't know. There we go. Oh, okay. Okay, so Gleipnir was the chain created by the Sons of Vivaldi, the dwarves, to tie up Fenrir. I don't think it's actually a place.
Actually known about him at the time of this recording. Sony Santa Monica might put out some information about him at this point, but what's more interesting about this scene is if you look down at the book, there is
Uh-huh.
a symbol of two snakes that are on it.
It
Perhaps
also has Brock and Sindri's symbol on it. If you look really closely, you can see their symbol, their metalworking symbol, whatever you want to call it. Would you like to see Atreus get a new weapon? I'm perfectly okay with that. Maybe the newest weapon will be going to Atreus instead of Kratos, and that would also give us more room for use him as a playable character at some points. I don't think it's going to take over the game, but maybe some playable points wouldn't be bad. Probably the blades. Maybe. I'm not convinced, but maybe. Maybe. I want to see Kratos confront Fenrir. I have a very interesting Fenrir theory. If you haven't, please check it out. It is on the channel. I don't want to give it away because it's one of my favorite theories that I've come up with. It's called Is Fenrir Atreus' son? It's right on the channel. Please check it out. It's one of my favorites. When do you think we'll get another trailer? I don't think there's going to be another trailer. I think we're going to get the game next. When that's going to be, I don't know. I have no idea. But sometime soon, I hope. The Norns would be cool too. Basically like the Fates from Greece. It's essentially their counterpart. I'm calling it Angrboda is Tyr's daughter and half Egyptian. Well, that'd be a cool theory, especially since there are hieroglyphs on Tyr's arm. Maybe that'd be a cool thing. Yeah.
know something more about Ragnarok or Tyr. When we get more information, I'll make a separate video about this. Basic enemies, but more importantly, look at Atreus' back. There seems to be a space for a melee weapon. Also, Kratos' axe holder is the Omega symbol, which represents Greek, his homeland. Loki's is in a shape of a snake, representing his homeland. This mark is
interesting.
Now, if it were yellow, I'd be screaming that this is a fake connection, but it's simply not. This is just a normal video game, video language telling the player that this is the way to go. And I find it funny that only God of War is the only game that can have players questioning the visual language of the game. We all know that in God of War 2018, all the visual language that we saw was Faye pretty much marking the path to Jotunheim that Kratos and Atreus need to take. In this game, sadly, it's just normal video game language.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe. We'll see. The game is released according to Santa Monica's release schedule. We will have to wait 6 to 7 months. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with waiting a full year if I have to. If that means this game is going to be absolutely monumental and epic and perfect, I will wait. I will wait that time. I don't want to wait that time, but I will. I have a theory where Kratos will be killed and sent to Valhalla and then kills the Norns to change his fate. I have a similar theory where Kratos dies at the hands of Thor, ends up in Valhalla after he was taken by the Valkyries, and that's how we're going to get into the walls of Asgard. Marvel Studios is about to be so pissed. Let's go Santa Monica Studios. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be pissed, but they also tried to... Didn't they try to, like, coin or, like own the term Loki or something like that? That's messed up, if that's right. How do you feel about no jumping air combos? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the game changing it up a little bit as long as it feels right. In 2018, it felt right to me. So I was perfectly okay with not being able to jump or anything. I was perfectly okay with it. Would it have been convenient sometimes? Yes. But, yeah, it's fine. Do you think Atreus will get a bow as a weapon or something different? I hope he gets something different. Just to give the game a little more something, I guess. Not like it's not going to be amazing, but it definitely gives it something else. So give him a melee weapon, especially since toward the end of 2018, where he started getting more physical with enemies instead of just straight shooting. that also might come into play. So I'm gonna say a melee weapon down the line. Wolf Whisperer, yes, I agree about Angrboda's heritage. Yeah, that could be very well, and it could explain the actual tattoo if you guys haven't seen it on her neck. So check it out if you haven't. Do you think Kratos will hold back on Thor? I don't know, but it's probably Thor's going to deserve what he gets. So there we go. Zayad, what's up? Do you think Kratos will fight the Helheim bird? If so, why would he fight it? I believe so. This was actually taken out of God of War 2018. Confirmed by Cory Barlog himself. It was going to be a boss fight in the original God of War 2018, the original God of War, yeah. But I think it's for sure going to be in the new game. Why? I'm not sure. It might be just because it's in the way, because that's usually how it happens. I think Heimdall will be killed by Atreus. Well, that's an interesting theory. Especially since in mythology works they both kill each other. But we will definitely see. We actually don't know anything about Heimdall in the God of our universe so far, so I'm actually kind of excited to see. Will we see Odin in this game? I think 100% we'll see Odin in this game. 100%. And if you look at the background art of God of War Ragnarok, you can kind of see a face in the ice. Check it out. I think it might be Odin. Whenever Atreus is in danger, Kratos releases his rage. Yeah, that is very true because it pissed him off. Oh, jeez. I think Kratos is going to be a big rage guy. Either way, he just holds it back better in his older age. Any new theories about who blew the horn and where the serpent? I've heard Angrboda. I have heard Magni. I have heard Faye. I have heard Atreus from the future. I have heard a million different things about who blew the horn, and any of them it could be true. Do you think Forseti exists in God of War? I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more to give you a better answer. And the Hieroglyphineer's arm could be a tribute to his estranged daughter Angrboda and his deceased Egyptian wife, giving Tyr more in common with Kratos. That's a cool theory. Yeah, that could very well be, or maybe the hieroglyphs is to represent his daughter, or even maybe a part of the mythologies in the world that he really loved to explore. I know a lot of people get tattoos from places that they love visiting, so it might be a similar thing. Freya versus Odin. Fire! Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be really cool. I'm down with that. Freya might kill Atreus for payback. I think she's going to try, but fail. Either fail or just can't do it. Shayne, great job, man. Now that Tyr is alive, can you safely say he blew the horn before he gets caught by Odin? It's possible. Absolutely it is. I believe there are so many possibilities right now that who blew the horn, especially with all these new characters coming in that we didn't know about before. It's going to be very, very, very interesting what Sony Santa Monica is going to do. It would be a cool boss fight for Forseti. Absolutely. Like, I'm so looking for the bosses in this fight. I hope with all 40 hours that we get some major boss fights coming up. Angrboda actually makes sense now that I think about it. It would explain why the snake wasn't hostile. Yeah, because from what I've seen and the little cutscene that she's in the trailer, you can see that she is in Jotunheim. So she might be very well a giant, which Jormungandr's a giant, so they're probably going to get along. So that means they weren't hostile at all. So yeah. In Norse myth, are Gary and Freki giant wolves, or are they just normal wolves similar to the ones we fight at the beginning of God of War 2018? So Gary and Freki are the wolves that Odin created to keep him company on his travels around the world. They were the first wolves in existence. So maybe giant, or maybe they're just regular wolves. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, but I think they're going to be in the game. So since they're probably going to be pretty big. Because God of War does like doing stuff like that. So I'm going to say big. Thoughts on the next God of War game, Egypt or Japan? I think Egypt. I think Egypt. I'd be perfectly, very happy with Japan. Getting dry. I'm talking a lot. Sorry. I think Japan would be awesome, but I think the story set up more to go to Egypt, especially since they've already explored it at Sony Santa Monica before they even decided on Norse. So I think Egypt. And this game is just every god for themselves. Pretty much. There's been very little allies, haven't there? The only really people that we've seen tag up so far, or tag team up, is Baldur, Magni, and Modi. And mostly Magni and Modi. So, yeah, I kind of agree with that, Blizzard. I think the wolves that Kratos and Atreus ride are called Spec and Svanna. Yes, they are. Whether that is code name or code word for something, kind of like Frofitnir, however you pronounce it, is Fenrir. Or the stranger was Baldur, for example. So it could just be cover names as well. So I'm not really convinced that that's their actual names. We got to remember that the only characters that kill a god in this universe is Kratos and Atreus, so I like their chances against Freya. Yeah, I agree. I do like their chances against Freya as well. I think that's going to be one of the best boss battles of this series so far. Especially since she was the Queen of the Valkyries not originally, but for a long time, she was Queen of the Valkyries. She's going to be a complete badass, and she's going to be harder than Sigrun, in my opinion. I would want them to destroy the Egyptian mythology next. I absolutely agree. Sorry, guys. I would love to explore Egyptian mythology next. I know a little bit about it, not a whole lot, a little bit, and it's very interesting. I would love that. I'm looking at a God of War Ragnarok cover art, and there's a wolf face in the ice on the front. I think there's also a human face there, too, if you want to take a look. I hope we see Odin in the next game, or at least hear him speak. I think he is going to be in the next game, Ivan. I think for sure he's going to be there. Especially since they're talking about this being the last one, but I don't believe it for anything. Cory Barlog has forever said that he's never heard of God of War Ragnarok, and yet here we're looking at the trailer. So, I think they're full of crap. In the best way. Freya will give Kratos, and they will work together to bring down Odin. That very well might be true. But he also killed her son, so they could team up for a bit, but I think she's gonna die. I don't think they're gonna team up. I think she's still gonna be pissed forever. Damn fly. Also, if Angrboda is Tyr's daughter, it makes sense for her to be stuck in Jotunheim after Tyr sealed the gate, since Tyr will want his daughter to be safe from Odin and Thor. Absolutely. That makes absolutely perfect sense, actually. That makes very good sense. I really like that idea. So maybe I'll explore that a little more down the road. That's a really good idea. Sorry if we're making you talk so much. No, you guys are good. This is why I wanted to come on and start streaming every Thursday now. I want to talk to you guys. I love hanging out with you guys, talking God of War theories like this. Like Tyr is our Angrboda's father. I think that was awesome. I never thought of that. I never came up with something like that, or whatever else. This is great. Freya would be a very hard boss, and could you do a power level tier list for God of War, please? I can try. I could definitely try. I'm gonna say maybe. That one's probably gonna take me a long time because there's a lot of research that's gonna have to go down, because to even do that, I'll need to study each and every game and see how hard it was for Kratos to take them down. I also have to go into how much experience Kratos has had, especially in his past, whether he's older, whether he's younger. There's going to be a lot to go into that if I do that. So I'm going to say maybe down the road a little bit, because there has to be a lot of research to get that one right. And I want it to be right if I'm going to do it.
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
You seem like a calm and reasonable person.
Ryan Hurst. My boy, dude. Ah, damn commercials. Damn it, John.
Hi guys, you watching Pokemon? Yep.
Damn straight I am. Love Pokemon. Sorry, I hit the mic. Do you think that we will see Odin's wife in the game? Freya was his wife. Because Freya and Frigga are the same person in the God of War universe. So yes. Yes, I do. We'll see her. For sure. No, just my thoughts. I could see. I would still like to do a little bit of research about it, just so I can compare them better that way. So, yeah, I don't see why I can't. Yeah, so maybe look forward to that down the way a little bit. There we go. In reality, if Baldur killed Freya, he would have just said blah blah blah. God, I can't read sometimes, but sorry. In reality, if Baldur killed Freya, he would have just backed fighting. Yeah, but I think that's what he wanted, because he can finally feel something. So if that means fighting more people, I think he'd be all for that. I don't know if you've known about this, but the God of War 4 novel reveals that the moment Thor arrives at our house is when Skull and Hati pounce on the sun and moon, and Ragnarok is about to begin. I did not know that. I haven't seen many of the novels. There we go. Novels of God of War. So it's something I definitely need to look into a little more. Since she could be half Egyptian, no doubt, Odin would want to pry open her mind for info about Egyptian mythology. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. Excuse me. Because Mir said he is a fiend for wanting to know all prophecies of all realms. That's a cool idea, too. You got really cool ideas, dude. I want to see some videos from you. All right, put some videos up. Also, I noticed Atreus has a necklace which looks to be mistletoe. I didn't notice that. I'm going to keep watching this. Now I'm going to look for that. Oh, and also, Thrud is Magniamoti's sister. She could be a boss. Absolutely she could. I think I mentioned her in one of my latest videos. Which one was it? I think it was my last Thor video. I mentioned Thrud. Because I think she is part some other god. I forget what she was, but I think she'll definitely play a part. Jordan, since Angrboda is alive, you think she knows the serpent in Midgard is her child, and she's going to tell Atreus when we see her? That's probably why she said you'll get your answer soon enough. That's a cool idea. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that could definitely work, especially since Angrboda does seem to be in Jotunheim, locked away by her father Tyr, and running around probably knowing Jotunheim prophecies because they happen to put them on walls and stuff. So, yeah, that could very well happen. That's really cool. Do you think Tyr will betray Kratos and Atreus? maybe. I'm going to say maybe because whether or not what Kratos and Atreus are doing at the time maybe force his hand. Maybe he will want peace or like peaceful stuff. And at this point in the story, we have to basically destroy people. So I'm going to say maybe. I'm going to say maybe on that one. Third would probably be torn between loyalty to her family and her own nature. What do you mean by her own nature?
Are you a calm and reasonable person?
Kratos is holding the
Faye's
bag
bag.
that once carried Faye's ashes. Kratos is in deep thought. When Atreus entered the cave at the start of this trailer, Kratos didn't even look at him. It seems like he doesn't want to find Tyr at all.
Alright. Imagine this. You seem like a common and reasonable person. You killed a son of mine, so let me kill a son of yours. Very well could happen, man. Absolutely. I know I'd be out for revenge if someone killed my kid. So, yeah, absolutely. I hope Anglo-Saxon paganism makes appearances, which, similar to Norse, but some differences in culture, i.e. Beowulf and Grendel, which take place in Denmark as well. Anglo-Saxon, I believe we've already have an Anglo-Saxon character already in the game. Go check out where Mimir's from. One of my videos. It's kind of cool. Your Kratos versus Jesus video was OP. That would be the day I got my money on Kratos. Yeah. Thanks, man. I really like that idea. A lot of people really hate the idea that God of War can go into Christian mythology. But it has been confirmed that Christian mythology is in the God of War universe. It is. It's been confirmed by the developers. Every single mythology and religion is in the same universe, in the God of War universe. So, did a little video of what might happen. Do I think is going to be Kratos versus Jesus? No. But I think Jesus is going to be part of the game, for sure. Magni / Modi sound English. I personally don't think so, especially they are the sons of Thor, and I'm pretty sure his wife Sif as well. So I think they're Norse.
But Atreus is making him do it. The quest in Kratos' head will only cause more trouble, but Loki refuses to listen. Now we see him here stroking the bag, most likely wondering, what would Faye do? Is this the right way to go? Just wanting to talk to. Even after the events of the previous game, Kratos is still not comfortable always wearing the Blades of Chaos around because he's not wearing it in this scene. I'm so happy that they decided to show Thor. I really, really am.
Yeah, me too. I mean, will she turn on her Valkyrie sisters against Odin? I don't know if she will exactly turn on the other Valkyries because, well, Odin locked them away and was just complete douche. I think there will be no turning. I think Freya will almost rally the Valkyries to fight with her. Even though their master is Odin, I think their loyalty lies with her. You're talking about Thrud. I said Freya, I meant Thrud. Thrud, and Freya. There we go. I think Artemis is alive and will be a boss fight. I think the Centaur is a boss fight and won't be like a bunch of them. See, I agree. I agree with both those statements for sure. Where the Centaur comes from, I'm not exactly sure. I think it is Greek myth from Artemis, but I think it's one of her generals or high class bosses, whatever it might be. But yeah, absolutely. I think people get mad about Christian mythology being in God of War universe. They should have been mad about Dante's Infernal game as well. Yeah, I know, right? It's essentially the same idea, even though I'm pretty sure it's the 7 layers of hell. That sounds right. Was from Dante's Inferno in the Divine Comedy, which was a book back in the day. And Dante's Inferno is the video game is a straight reference from that. It goes through the 7 layers of hell and all that. And I think God of War would probably do something similar. It's kind of like, think of the layers as realms. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I understand where Kratos is coming from, considering he saw the prophecy. He doesn't want to die, leaving Atreus behind on his own. Yeah, it's he's filling in that role of 2 parents right now. That's got to be rough, especially in this hellish realm, in this hellish world. It's got to be really tough. I know they're Norse, but what I was meaning is that they have their English counterparts. To me personally, they sound English. I'm from the UK. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Like it could very well happen. Maybe they traveled kind of a little bit like Tyr. You never know. Why do you think they never showed Thor's face in the trailer, but showed his character art? I think it to be more of a surprise. And kind of like a guessing game, kind of building up hype, I guess. That's my reasoning behind it. It kind of made sense. We were all excited for Thor after that. If we just showed off Thor, we would just have opinions and that's it, and then everything dies. But we really don't take a good look at him. Makes everyone wonder. So I think that's why. They have mixed in American accents to Norse gods. Boulder. Yeah, they do, and it all depends on the voice actors as well. It could be something like just a random person just voicing the person, or they could mean something as in like they travel to different realms or something like that, or different worlds, kind of like Tyr did. But I'm not entirely sure. Once they return to Greece, word gets out and they send Artemis and she dies and Kratos knows he needs to leave. Yeah, that's if we do go back to Greece. I don't think we will, but that doesn't mean we won't, and that'd be a perfect time to get Artemis in. Absolutely.
But I do have some questions about the dialogue.
You do?
The description of Thor says that Thor is pissed off because he lost both his sons and Balder. However, here he's talking to us. I mean, who starts a fight by asking if we're a calm and reasonable person? It's very weird. What do you all think is going on here?
Okay, I want to fight the Croc thing. How did Thor kill Thamur? He was huge. Thor is very, 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 very strong. He is going to be a monster. For sure.
In moments of crisis, panic does nothing. Harness it.
Centaur. Different shield. He shoved his chisel inside his head. Yeah, and you have to be a very, 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 very strong guy to pick up that chisel and drill it through someone's skull. Kratos style to the first dragon. Yes. Sorry, dude, I don't understand what you're saying. Do you think Tyr knows about the violence Kratos inflicted on Greece? He might look at him with animosity, considering Tyr is about peace, but Kratos is about violence. That's a very good point. It also could be Tyr doesn't know and hasn't traveled to Greece since its demise, or maybe he traveled after. So you never know. You never know. If he is pissed, he's probably pissed just because of that reason. Do you think that Kratos would become like Odin with trying to subvert his fate? Kratos is always trying to subvert his fate. I mean, he killed the Sisters of Fate in God of War 2 just to change it. And travel back and kill people. So, yeah. I think Odin on Sleipnir will be very tough. Yes, especially if Sleipnir is in the game. He probably will be, especially he is on the panels. Probably not going to be the son of Loki in this one because probably not. Because of just the way he was born.
Let it serve you.
Oh.
with us.
God, he's a big boy.
An enemy shows up in a beam of light. This could be maybe Asgard is sending down people to stop us from rescuing Tyr.
I kind of like that idea because it is kind of like rainbow-ish, kind of like the rainbow bridge that the Bifrost bridge that leads to Asgard. That'd be kind of cool. Thor and Tharmar's hammer hit each other, and Tharmor fell on his chest and went through his head. That's what I said in the Lost Page of Norse myth. Oh, that's my bad. I mixed that up. That's my bad. Is Odin stronger than Thor? Physically, I'm going to say hell no. But I think mentally and definitely more magically, I guess. Especially since Odin being just as strong or even stronger in Vanir magic than Freya. If Tyr does follow us, I wonder if Tyr will fight alongside us. That's a very good question, especially since he's been mostly about peace since we've known him. I'm going to say maybe, but he is a god of war. Maybe. Tyr went to Kratos afterwards, since there's the image of God of War 3 Kratos on a vase. So I think there's definitely going to have to be a talk with him and Kratos of what he did in Greece. There will definitely be a talk, but it all depends, like I said earlier, when he traveled there. From what we could tell, he could just be just right after he killed Ares, became the God of War. Or he went after God of War 3 and everything is just dead. So we will definitely see that come up. You see the Asgardian soldiers in Tyr's temple? I did not. I don't think I did, at least. Damn it, I need to go play now. I'll get my chores done a little early so I can go play this game. Kratos is basically a Greek version of Guts from Berserk, if you think about their characters and what they have endured and continue to endure. I'm going to ask a very stupid question. What is Berserk? Is it a game, or is it a TV show, or is it what is it? I know, like, Berserker from Norse myth, which is basically this friggin' outlawed badass is tripping balls on shrooms. I think Atreus will have more abilities to do with taking/controlling animals. I think it will be his power. I agree. We are going to see some really cool stuff from Atreus in this next game, and I can't wait. It's one of my most anticipated things. I think he's going to be able to shapeshift more than anything. Shapeshift is going to be his big thing, especially since the first question he asked when he learned he was God, can I turn into an animal? So that's what I think. Do you think will be like the bosses, like Valkyrie? Oh, who's going to be the new bosses that take the Valkyrie's place? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they are going to be replaced at all. I think the Valkyries were going to be their own thing, and then maybe the Norns. Maybe. I'm not sure. That's a very good question. I think probably the Norns are going to be probably the best answer, unless we find more Valkyries that we haven't found in the last game. You don't need Artemis. Odin have Skadi, the goddess of winter, and Ullr, god of hunting, to fight. Absolutely, but this still leaves a question because Artemis is still alive in the Greek realm. So will we see her is probably the question. Berserk is an anime/manga, really good story. Basically, has one of the only man characters who's gotten angrier than Kratos. I'll have to check it out. I don't know a lot about manga or anime, but I'll check it out. I think it's cool. Oh Lord, It's a manga and anime, one of the best stories ever written alongside the God of War saga. Highly, highly recommend watching the anime, reading the manga. Straight masterpiece. Well, you guys keep saying it's good. I might have to check it out. So, like I said, I was never really into anime or manga. A little bit here and there, but not huge into it. But if you guys say it's good, I'll check it out. There's the other gods apart from Asgardians, Nord, Freya, etc. Yeah, the Vanir gods, kind of like Freya. We don't know a ton about them from mythology. Those are the most recognizable ones. I think there's a couple others I just don't know their names. Nord, god of the shore side. Freyr was like the high god in Sweden for a long time. They were saying that the kings of Sweden were descended from Freyr. So yeah, I want to see Vanaheim a lot, especially how cool it looked when we looked through Freya's window in our house. I think it's got to be an epic place. I do think we will see Hel in this game for sure. I believe she's actually going to play a pretty good part in this next game, especially when I think Atreus goes a little and turns into the god of mischief. I think Hel is going to save him and give Atreus her army of the undead to take to Asgard to destroy it. Did Odin ever want to fight the Greek gods? That's a good question. I'm not sure, but according to Mimir, he wants to control everyone in every realm if he could. So I'm going to say yes. There were more hunter-gatherer gods, fertility, Vanaheim. Yeah, awesome. Absolutely they were. They were more of more nature, not quite more naturey. They're all pretty naturey. Yeah, more fertility. Definitely more fertility gods. I really want to see Njord. I know we haven't even heard anything, but we haven't heard anything from Heimdall either. But I think Njord would be cool. That and Ron would be cool. The Jotun of death in the ocean, and I forget the other one. Do you think any of the Asgardians will change sides? The only one I think would actually change sides is Tyr. But I don't think he was originally... Well, he was originally part of the Aesir side, but I think Tyr will help us out more than likely. But Tyr's going to get some answers from Kratos, for sure, because I don't think he likes him very much. Do you think Kratos will give the talk and Atreus will grow up in a flash forward, or will there just be a spiritual type of creation instead? I don't think it's going to be the talk, per se. I know there's been a lot of sex in these games, especially in the first 3 games. But with such a young boy and the kind of the story they're trying to tell, I don't think it's going to be the talk, but I think maybe Angrboda and Loki are going to maybe magically make these animals. I'm not sure. It's gonna be a weird and amazing game. I'm gonna say more magically, but there might be some time travel in there to maybe put us in a future where they do get together. I'm gonna say maybe. Age of Mythology had Feast. Had these gods. Very old but brilliant game. I'll have to check that out. Alright, we got another list. Number 1, Thor. 2, Freya. 3, Odin. Heimdall. Viking boss. Yes, I read this comment. I believe I commented back. I would like to see Njord. I want to see the dragons that were released again. I want to see Heimdall. Like you said, I want to see a bunch of different things. More dragons, definitely. Otter for sure. Kratos, boy, don't forget to mash circle. Jesus Christ. Mash circle. Yes. Oh, Sam, stop it. That's funny. That's very funny. Oh, God of War.
Asgard will be in the game, so maybe this is some sort of Bifrost. I gotta say, Tyr's temple covered in snow looks absolutely amazing. Like, it looked really good at the end of God of War 2018 when Fimbulwinter started, but now the environment is completely changed, and I think it looks cool as hell. In God of War 2018, we fought the Dark Elves and helped the Light. This time it seems we're helping the Dark and fighting the Light.
Which we should have been.
Elves are actually ignoring Kratos and Atreus, flying past them to fight other light elves. Atreus is riding a magical deer that he spawned.
It looks more like a ram to me.
This trailer is godlike, man. This is another really interesting detail I found while watching
Master
the trailer
go wiggle the
frame by
joystick.
frame. It seemed that when Atreus walked into the room, Tyr's head was down. But during the fade-in effect of this scene, Kratos' hands are on Tyr's shoulders. Tyr was probably not responding to Loki. However, once Tyr looked up while making eye contact, he reacted and stood. And Kratos and Tyr, both of them, did not break eye contact. Perhaps Tyr recognized Kratos and saw him as a threat. I'll make a dedicated theory video with this detail, but I just found it really interesting that during the fade-in effect, Kratos' hands are on Tyr's body, and that is what sets Tyr off, not Loki yelling his name.
Yep, makes perfect sense to me. Let's see. Boy, don't forget to use Poseidon's consort as a doorstop. Oh, jeez. I'd love to see Thor's goat that he can eat and perhaps just get one too. Yeah, the ones that pull his chariot. Yeah, that he eats when he has to, then resurrects them at, the next day, yeah. In that cutscene with the Bifrost, I believe that man was Valley Revenge Balder. That could be true. That'd be really cool. I've been trying to figure out who that is the entire time. So, it might be Valley. It might be Veeder. You never know.
I know this was a longer video. You all asked me to make longer videos, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I look at the way that this trailer was structured, and I really do think that Eric is doing a fantastic job. I really do. There will be a part 2 to this video, as my Discord is really going in. They're posting so much of things that they believe is important, so I will make a video on that later on. If you want to join the Discord, there'll be a link in the description.
I don't get Discord. I'm not a Discord person. Alright, so we've basically been talking for almost 2 hours, and we made it through one 14-minute video. We did good. Considering Odin locked off travel to different realms, how do you think we'll regain access? So the ones that really sorry. Okay, so considering that he locked up on the Asgard, the one that he says that we'll never get to, I think we will have to die to get in there, especially since we're not going to be able to do it through the realm travel room. We're going to have to find another way in through Valhalla. Should Thor have had a hairier chest? I don't know. I don't really mind the concept art for Thor that much. The only thing I really have a problem with is armor, which is complete bullcrap. It doesn't cover any of its vital points at all, like his heart, for instance. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But from what we know about Thor, from Ymir, from Atreus, from everywhere else, it matches his character, and I don't mind it. Do you have more videos in mind? Sammy, would you like to make from me or to watch? Because I have a lot to make. Let's just say that. Got a lot to make. Which the last one hasn't been doing that bad. Like, that bad at all. Let's see. I just posted it 11 o'clock this morning, and it's at a little over 1,100 views. That's pretty good. It's not bad at all. Especially for me. I'm just a nobody. Oh, geez, guys. All right. So I think I'm going to end the stream right here. I had a great time hanging out with every single one of you guys. I hope to see you all next week. It's going to be same time, well, different place, but on the same channel. Yeah. Thor has belly leverage. He'll throw all his weight into you. You only watched one video now, but did you want to watch more? No, it's perfectly fine. We'll pick up where we left off next time. Absolutely. I need to keep reading you guys' comments. I really hope you do a video on my theory of Angrboda being a daughter of Tyr. I might very well have. That was a really, really good idea. Do you think they will stick with no cut camera or include flashbacks? I want to see Faye. I think they'll do both. The one stick camera will be there, and flashbacks for sure. I think at least. A great stream sub. Thank you guys. Thank you. Do you think Thor has a piece of something I can't pronounce in his skull? Oh, the stone giant. Yeah, I think that's what that scar is right over his eye is. That's where he was hit. Great stream, Shayne. Thanks, AAO. Are you going to stream God of War Ragnarok when you play? I was thinking about doing gameplay videos instead of streaming, but that might change down the road. I'm not sure quite yet, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. We have plenty of time to figure it out till then. But for now, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really do enjoy getting together, hanging out with you guys. I'll see you guys next time. I hope at least. So, everyone, have a great day. Stay safe out there. See you guys next week. Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.